question that we have in front of us here. It says to us that Matuli, Bianca, and Khozo wrote some practice tests at their school. Their percentage marks, so percentage is not such a foreign concept in terms of data handling. So there we've got percentage. Beautiful. So they've got their percentage marks that are given in the table below. It's very important for us to know how to analyze these types of questions. And in data handling, you will find a lot of comparing. So here you can see we're comparing percentage, and percentage here really is the key word because you are going to be doing everything based on those percentage marks. So we've got the first person, second person, and the third person. The first person has their marks over there. The second person, which is Bianca, also has her marks there, and then we've got Khoso's marks with a little missing mark there, which is C. So we already know that we are going to be asked to calculate that. We've got a beautiful side note there that says to us, Bianca's median percentage mark is 60%. So it's important for you to know what a median mark is. Already, we can see the keywords that are being given to us. And median, you need to know what a median is. You cannot walk into an exam, into a maths literacy exam, whether it's paper 1 or whether it's paper 2, because sometimes people think, I don't know why learners think there's a scope for paper 1 and there's a scope for paper 2. There is no such thing in maths literacy. Paper 1 and paper 2 have exactly the same topics. It's just that the level of questioning becomes a little bit different. So know what a median is. Firstly, a median is the most middle point, the most middle mark, the most middle score. In this particular case, is the most middle percentage that we have been given here. Okay, you've got that. Please make sure you go into your exam knowing all these points and facts. Okay, the next one says to us, Matuli's mean percentage mark is 62. So already you can see we've got median percentage mark and we've got mean percentage mark. A little side note again, whenever you are asked for the mean, so this is us coming back to our terminology. You need to know your terminology when you walk into a maths literacy exam. The biggest mistake you can make is walking into a maths literacy exam and you don't know all your terms. So a mean is just another word for average. And you need to know how to calculate your average the same way you need to know how to find your median. So how do you find your average? We will find out when we are asked that. Khoso's median mark and range. So here we're given the median mark and then we're given the range. So again, we need to know what a range is. Are both 60%. So we're given some really great information there. And the marks are ordered. That's another beautiful point that you need to know about maths literacy, okay, and data handling. Your marks or your points always need to be ordered. Sometimes the points are going to be bundled up or puzzled up or not put in order. So don't take it for granted and think that it's always going to be in order, okay? In this particular case, they have been ordered for you. And when they have not been ordered for you, it means that you need to go and order them yourself. And you would get a mark for ordering whatever the points are, the percentages that you have been given. So always make sure it is in order. What is the order I'm talking about? It's ascending order, okay? Ascending, not descending. And if you've been watching, you will know that ascending is going up. So it's smallest all the way to biggest, and descending is going down. So it's the biggest mark to the smallest mark. So whenever we are doing data handling, we are moving from the smallest or the lowest mark, moving it all the way to the highest mark. Let's look at the marks that we have been given here. They told us that the marks have been ordered. Let's go and prove that. So if you're looking at it from this perspective, you can see that you do have your 53 over there, but you've got 48 going on over there. And you can already see now that these marks are not ordered, okay? Because already you can see there's a smaller mark that came after a bigger mark. So that mark is not ordered. Let's look at Bianca's marks. With Bianca, I can already tell that it is ordered. You've got your 36, 42, 48. 58, 60, 61. So this one is ordered. So we know Bianca is ordered. And then we've been told that Khotso's marks are ordered. Let's prove that. 30, 47, we've got our C going on over there. 55, 60, 60, 68. Perfect. Those marks are ordered. So you can see I went in and I looked at whether these marks were ordered or not. Let's go to the questions. Beautiful. Now we've analyzed the question. We understand what has been given to us. Let's look at the questions. The first question says to us, calculate Matuli's median percentage mark. The key word here is median. So let's go and look at Matuli's marks. Matuli is the first one, and we need to find the median mark. It means that we need to take this whole row. Don't be scared to make your paper dirty. Write on it as much as you want. It is your paper. I'm going to take those marks and I am going to put them in order. Why am I putting them in order? So that I can be able to order them. So that I can be able to find my most middle mark. I'm going to write them down. It's 58. So I'm going to write them down nicely in order. That's 1.2.1. If I write them in order, it is going to be 48. I'm going to show you how we order it. 48. There's two 48s already that I can see over there. So it's 48, 48. Oh, no, there's three 48s. Another 48. And the nice thing that you can do whenever you're doing something like this, go and remove it. Scratch it out. 48, 48, 48. I've removed all the 48s. Now I need to see which mark is the next one. And looking at it, I can already tell that 53 is the next one. And followed by 53 is 58. And after 58, we have 60, 62, 62 is followed immediately by 70. Let's go see if I'm doing the right thing. After 70, we do have 72. Let's go see. I've removed my 53, my 68. Oh, sorry, my 58. So I've got my 63, 58. I've removed 58. I've removed 62. Now I am left with 70, 72. There, I've got my 70 and my 72 that I have worked with. 70, 72, followed by 80 and 86. Don't be shy, don't be scared. It will take a bit of time. So I did say there that the next mark would then be 80. And the next one would then be 86. I need to now remember I am human. I can make mistakes. So I need to go count. And if I count all my marks, I'm going to use a different color. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That means that I need to have 10 marks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. I've got 10. So now because I've got my 10, I can work with the 10 that now I have been given. Be very, very gentle, but I want to say patient as well with yourself. Did you see what I did? I went in, I arranged them in ascending order, and after I've arranged them in ascending order, I go scratch it out to see, okay, I've written this one, and I've written this one, and I've written this one. That's okay. And because I've written all of these in order, now I can count. Do I have 10? I've written 10. Yes, I've got the 10. Perfect. So now I've got one mark, and now I can go find my most middle number, which is my median. The key thing to remember about finding the median, there's two ways to find the median. When we've got odd numbers, whenever we're finding our median, we've got odd numbers, an odd number of numbers, then it's easier as well. But if it's an even number like 10, for instance, now I do have 10, And if it's an even number like 10, let me show you what I do. I take that number, I divide it by 2. Look at what I'm doing. So I have 10 numbers here. So I'm going to say, therefore, I've got 10 numbers. I'm just going to write it like that so you don't get confused. And because I've got 10 numbers, I'm trying to find the position of the median. I divide it by 2. 5. So now I know that it's going to be in the 5th position, but this is just my shortcut. It's just the way that I use. So let's go to the 5th position of these numbers. Okay, I'll use a different color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5, okay? I underline that 5, and then I need to make sure that it balances. I need to make sure I've got an equal number on both sides. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't work. So the nice thing that you need to know about even numbers is that you take the 2 most middle numbers. 2 most middle numbers. So I'm going to take 5 and 6. I'm going to take both those numbers. And after I've taken both those numbers, I add them together. So in this case, it's going to be 58 and 62. So median 58 plus 62 divided by 2. So that's the nice thing. I don't know if I want to call it a nice thing, but it's a nice thing because you're getting more marks from it. Whenever you are given even numbers, is that you do need to remember that you do add the 2 numbers. That's 58 plus 62 equals to divided by 2, meaning that your median is going to be 60. Okay? So our median is 60%. Don't forget that we are working with percentages, so it's going to be percent. Let's go to the next question. Did you see that? It's 4 marks. I've taken my 4 marks down the row and I'm working with it. I'm running with it. Perfect. Let's go to the next question. The next question says, calculate Bianca's mean. Mean is the average. Mean is the average. How do we calculate the average? So I said mean is just a fancy word for average, and it's not a word that's not common. So you're going to find it. You're really going to find it. It's a common word. So how do you find the average of anything? You add all the marks together. So if I had A, B, and C, I would say A plus B plus C, and because I've got 3 numbers, I divide it by 3. So I add the numbers and divide by the number of numbers. Okay, so I don't want to make it complicated for you guys. Let's see what we'll do in this particular case. So we want to know Bianca's mean. Firstly, these are Bianca's marks. Okay, and if you notice something with Bianca's marks, make your paper dirty, don't be scared. Bianca doesn't have 10 marks. There's a mark missing over there. So we cannot divide by 10. We need to divide by 9. So we're going to add up Bianca's marks. That's 1.2.2. 1.2.2. Let's add Bianca's marks. That's 36 plus 42 plus 48 plus 58 plus 60 plus 61 plus 62 plus 76 plus 86. And we know that Bianca has 9 marks. So what do we do in this particular case? We take these marks and we divide them by 9. You get a mark for adding and you get a mark for dividing by that 9 over there. So don't be scared, guys. Let's go and add. So if we are adding, it is going to be 36 plus 42 plus 48 plus 58 plus 60 plus 61, 61 plus 62 plus 76 plus 86. And I would encourage you guys to really double check your answer, double check if you are doing the right thing. And the percentage is also going to tell you. So in this particular case, look at how we've been given the numbers. We are going to round it off to 2 decimal places. So it's going to be 58.8. I'm going to round it off to 1 decimal place. 58.8%. The answer always needs to make sense to you. The answer always needs to make sense to you. In this particular case, we are working with percentages. Does it make sense to have 58.8%? Yes, it does. So it means that Bianca's average mark, whenever you see an average mark in your report or in your child's report or in someone's report, this is how they've calculated it. If they say to you, this was the grade average, it means that's how the entire grade performed in that particular subject. So beautiful, guys. Let's carry on to the next question. So the next question says to us, the box and whisker diagram below represents the spread of Khotso's percentage marks. So box and whiskers represent the spread of the marks. So how do we know? Let's go and see and compare this box and whisker. I love comparing such things. So we look at Khotso's minimum. That's the minimum. And that's the minimum over there. So that's what you need to know about box and whiskers. This is always the minimum, okay? And then this is always the median. It's the middle, it's the median. So in this particular case, it's going to be that 60 over there, and this is the max. Does it make sense? Let me just fix that over there. It needs to always make sense to you. So this max is 90. Look at that. Look at that. That's Khotso's max. Okay? So that's what we've been given in terms of this box and whisker. Please, guys, it's very important. And then over here, we've got Q1. That's the beginning of that. And then we've got Q2, which is the end of that box over there. Stunning. We will be using that a bit later, hopefully. Determine the missing value of C. So we need to determine this missing value over here. And we've been given information to basically use that. It says the lower quartile mark, Khotso's quartile range, interquartile range is 16. So interquartile range, guys, is going to be this middle part over here. It's interquartile, okay? If we were calculating the range, it would be maximum minus minimum. But interquartile is between these 2 quartiles over here, which is Q2 and Q1. So we've been given that the interquartile range is 16. Wow, okay? Let's go, and we need to calculate C. But what other information do we have that can help us in terms of finding the interquartile range? What other information do we have? We've been given that the interquartile range in itself is 16. That's beautiful. So in order for us to calculate the interquartile, to calculate C, we need to have those 2 with us. Let's go and see how we can calculate our C. So 1.2.3. So we've been told interquartile range is going to be Q3 minus Q1. Why did I say Q3? I think I made a bit of a mistake up there. Let's go fix it. Let's go fix it. This, guys, sorry about that. This actually over here is Q3. And our median is also known as our Q2 over there. So we want to know what it's going to give us, provided. So it says to us that upper quartile minus lower quartile. And we've been given this entire range over there. If I look at C, guys, it's important for my information to make sense. If I look at C, C is between 47 and 55. So I know it's something between 47 and 55. So whatever it is that I am finding is between 47 and 55. So it means that I am finding Q1. Okay, so it's something that's in between here. It is my lower quartile. That means that I am going to be solving for my lower quartile over there. Let's go see if I can find my upper quartile, which is Q3. We're always working with information that we have been given, so don't be scared. Do not be scared. Okay, so Q3 is going to be something that's between our 60 and 70. Let's go look at our marks there. So between 60 and 70, I've got 68. Stunning. So that means that I've got Q3. Stunning, okay? So Q3 is going to be 68. So all I need to do is substitute my values. I already know that my interquartile range, according to the information that I have been given, is 16. And I know Q3, sorry, that's Q1. I know that Q3 is 68. And I am looking for Q1. Q1 is also known as C. So let's go and calculate that. What do I need to do? All I need to do is subtract 68 on both sides. So I'm going to say 16 minus 68. So this is now me bringing in the other math, minus 68 to make it that, minus Q1 over there. So don't be scared. It's first going to give us a negative number. 16 minus 68, which is negative 52. Don't be scared. Percentage can't be negative, but don't be scared. These two will subtract each other. I'm going to be left with negative Q1. And because I am left with negative Q1, I can divide both sides by negative, and then it will cancel those two. So therefore, Q1 is 52, and Q1 is also known as C. Always needs to make sense. Let's go up and see if Q1 can be C. If I look at it, I said it's 52. Can it be 52? It's over there somewhere. So it can be 52. C can be 52. What did I do there? I'm walking out with all three of my marks. Beautiful. Bianca stated that Matuli performed better than she did in the practice tests. Okay? So Bianca says that Matuli performed better than her. Okay? Give two possible reasons to support Bianca's statement. Whenever you are given something like this, and you need to know that you are comparing. Whenever you are comparing using marks or using your box and whisker plots, the first thing that you need to know, compare using your minimums and your maximums and your medians. Compare using those terms, because those are really, really going to help you. Compare using your mean, if you can calculate your mean, compare that and say, listen here, this is what Bianca got, this is what Matuli got. Okay, let's go see if this is true. So Bianca states that Matuli did better. So let's go see if this statement is true. So we've got, let's just remove some of this over here so we can, okay, there we go. So we've got Bianca and we've got Matuli. So we want to know who performed better between these two people over here. I want to just remove all of this so that we can work with a clearer screen. Stunning. First things first, Bianca's minimum is 36. Matuli's minimum is 53. No, I'm wrong. Matuli's minimum is 48. Remember, Matuli's marks are not ordered. So the minimum here is in fact 48. And because the minimum is 48, do you see what I did there? I compared the two minimums together. So the one minimum is 36 and the other one is 48. I compared them together, okay? And because the one person's minimum is higher than the other person's minimum, then automatically that person has done better in that regard. And then you can go on and look at your means and your medians and your maximums. And that's really, really, I'm going to give you your factors and look at the marks that you've been given as well.